I've heard that Dracula has ambitions of joining a rock band. He already has an electric guitar. Now he's in the market for the right vamplifier. Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday, my friends. I hope your weekend is getting off to a good start. I'm starting mine off right with a couple Konami games today. We've got 2 games planned. We're going to play a bit of Super C, do a couple runs through this game. I need to be careful not to give it too long, and not to spend too much time on it, because our second game is Castlevania on Nintendo 64. One of my favorite games, a really good one, and one that I'm hoping to do a playthrough on hard mode in the near future. But you see, the thing about that is I've played it through on the stream twice now on normal mode, but I had a catastrophic memory card failure, and hard mode is only unlocked via normal mode, so I need to do another playthrough to unlock hard mode. So we're just gonna do it today on the stream. Hopefully I can get through the whole game in one sitting. I don't actually know that that's going to be the case, but we're going to do as much of Castlevania 64 as I can do, after we do a couple runs of Super C. I haven't picked this up in about a week now, so I want to make sure that I play some Super C so I can stay in form for our challenge run. So that's it, a challenge playthrough and a casual playthrough today. Well, hopefully a couple challenge playthroughs, but we'll see how the runs are going. But yeah, the plan for Super C, we're going for a deathless run of no items, aka low percent. I've gotten really close to that. I've had runs with very few deaths. I've even had a run that only had 1 single death. So if I can do 1 death better than my PB, we'll have the run. And Lucent Jelly is first in chat. Sorry that took me a moment, Jelly, but I know that you're only kind of here in spirit, but I appreciate it. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. Let's see if we can get a run off the ground. I've got my wooden sword handy for resetting the console. We'll do a reset if I die anywhere before the end of stage 3. If I make it to stage 4, we're just going to play out the whole rest of the game, no matter how good, bad, or ugly it gets. That item didn't open. I shot very close to it. I don't think I hit it. One of the rules for my itemless run is I'm not allowed to open any of the capsules. If I see an item, I fail the run. Alright. Pretty good for the helicopter. About as good as the helicopter gets around here anyway. Stage 2. Uh... All right, moving right along. I'm lost in thought. I'm daydreaming about Castlevania 64. It's kind of good though. I think it's kind of good when my head enters that sort of empty state. No, never mind. It's bad. From the top. Loyal to Soil, great to see you, Loyal. Welcome to the stream. Early stream today, early start, probably early ending. I mean, I really kind of hope this stream doesn't last until 7 a.m. like a lot of my recent ones have gone for. We're gonna do a couple passes through Super C, and then I'm gonna try to do a complete playthrough of Castlevania 64. But I'm not sure how long that is, so I might only make it part of the way through CB64 today. It's just the early Friday. The plan is to the plan was to be on early today anyway. I want every other Friday to be an early stream. That lines up better with Jelly's schedule. and I'm on here earlier than expected, just because I woke up early and I was laying in bed and I was thinking, well, I'm probably not gonna get any more sleep right now. I might as well just go ahead and do the stream. Hey, yo, to Jelly also. Jelly is just kind of lurking. I don't think she's gonna actually see or hear the stream. She's supposed to be working right now. I think we're just a background tab. Just happy to be here. I'm happy to have you here, Loyal. I'm not happy to. I'm not happy to have lost another life, but that's just how it goes. Here, why don't we take a moment and just for fun, why don't we eat a magic bean? Why don't we eat a bean boozled bean just for fun? No channel points involved, free of charge. Let's just see how it goes. I make no promises of this being a regular thing. All right, this is pear or booger flavored. Hope it's a good one, by which you mean a bad one, of course. Well, you know, you got what you wanted. It's so waxy. That's not even the right word. The booger bead is there it goes. It's very bitter. It's very waxy. I don't know. Like I've said before, I'm not gonna sit here and try to say I've never eaten a booger. I was a child once. I'm sure I have. I don't have any active memories of ever having eaten one, but the booger bean is a pretty accurate representation of what I think it must be like. It's got just the right amount of stickiness, just the right amount of chew. And just the right amount of not tasty. If we really wanted to eat something I don't like to eat on the stream, you know what would be good? Would be some of those savory flavored sodas that Jones used to make. Jones Cola. I think they're still a thing. They made they used to make savory sodas as like a gimmick flavors. The way you describe it makes me think I had one. Yeah, I really liked Jones Soda when I was in high school. My friend and I, there was a movie rental place. Was the only place in town that stocked Jones Colas, and when we were hanging out, we would go for long walk basically all the way across town to the movie rental place, and pick out a couple movies and buy some Jones Colas, and try to try out all the different flavors. And those are some good times. But they made those they made as like a gimmick. They made holiday gift packs of sodas, and they were all savory flavors. And my mom bought one for me and Jelly one year. We were in when we were in college. Oh, I missed the start button. I didn't line those up right. When Jelly and I were in college, one year we weren't going to be going home for Thanksgiving to be with either of our families, and my mom bought us a gift pack of holiday dinner flavored Jones sodas to share. They were horrifying. They're disgusting. I know I've talked about it before, but it's fun it's fun to relive good memories, right? Disgusting beverages. There was turkey and gravy. There was Brussels sprouts. And I don't even really like real Brussels sprouts, much less a soda flavored like Brussels sprouts. There was a cranberry one. I think there was some kind of pie. I don't remember. I think there were 5 or 6 of them. I can't remember what they all were. But I just know each one was terrible. Good times renting videos and games. Those were the days. Oh, I did a bad job. I always conflate the memory of the Jones sodas. I always conflate that with another memory of of sitting around with my mom, and it was near Christmas time, and I was kind of like jokingly, there was a present that she'd gotten me wrapped up nearby, and I was kind of jokingly like doing a 20 questions thing, trying to playfully trying to figure out what it was and that kind of thing, because she said it was something I would never in a million years be able to guess what it was. And at one point, I don't know, the line of questioning led me to ask her if the gift was something I could drink. And she thought for a moment, and then she said, well, I suppose you could, but I would want to be sitting outside of a hospital when I did it. And the gift from that memory, actually from that memory turned out to be a lava lamp. But in my brain, my wires crossed, and I always remember that as if she were talking about those Jones sodas. I just had a grilled cheese with a Kraft American cheese. That stuff is for sure not cheese. I'm not down on American cheese. It doesn't have the best flavor among cheeses, but the one thing for to say in its favor, American cheese sure does melt real well. I'm not above putting a slice of American cheese on my cheeseburger. And certainly, if I'm gonna make a grilled cheese, American cheese is my go-to. Still trapped in level 3. uh, we're gonna make it. We're gonna have a good run. Or we're gonna give up in shame and heartbreak. What do I mean by full pass to CV64? I'd like to try and play through it in one sitting, yeah. I don't know if I can. It might be too long for me to do the whole game today. I mean, I know I definitely can make it through it because I've played it and beaten it on the stream before. The thing with CV64 is I want to play through it in hard mode, and you can't do that. You can't do that in CV64 until you beat it on normal first. And I did that, but my memory card went bad, and since I've replaced my memory card, my save file's gone. I've got to replay it on normal so I can unlock hard mode again. So I just thought we'd do that today. I mean, plus it's a game I really like, so you know, And I haven't played it since November. I think I looked at the I looked in the Discord earlier. I think November is when we played it last. So do a playthrough of it and get that unlocked, and then that way in a couple months when I feel like doing a hard mode playthrough, it'll be available for me. How long does it take you to beat it? I feel like it took like 6 or 7 hours last time, but you know, usually every time you beat a game, you can do it a little faster the next time. So I'm hoping that I can do it in about 5 hours today. Like to do another half hour or so of Super C. Do another half hour to hour of Super C runs, and then switch over. And then yeah. It'd be nice if I could do it in about 5 hours. And if I really rushed it, I probably could. But at the same time, I don't really want to just rush the game. I do want to spend some time and look around and enjoy things. So if I don't make it all the way through today, I'm not going to be that upset. I'd like to do a full one sitting playthrough, but I'm not gonna cry a river of tears if I can't make it happen. I am going to cry a river of tears if I can't get this Deathless run in Super C. Sparrow the Dragoon is here. Welcome in, Sparrow. 5 a.m. and I still haven't slept yet. Oh, take care of yourself, my friend. Why are you staying up all night? You get absorbed in some project you're working on or something you're watching? Or are you just like me and just can't sleep at normal times? I'm happy to have you here, but I don't want to keep you up if it's to the detriment of your health. Endless server setup. I was wondering if you just got stuck in a loop. I was just wondering if you got stuck in a loop of harvesting Minecraft watermelons. And the next thing you know, the sun is coming up. This is perfect because I figured out something that was driving me nuts. Now I get to relax and watch some Frownie and Contra. I'm glad I could be here for you, Sparrow. We're going to be here for a while, hopefully. If everything goes to plan. We're going to do We're going to do some Super C practice, and then we're going to play some Castlevania 64. Lovely game. I know how you... I know how you love when I play those games that run at 7 frames a minute. Uh-oh. You can be brave. You can be brave between those soldiers, but you really just have to... You have to go. You have to go, go, go. Whoa, I almost spawned that power up. I could easily have that problem too. We're gonna beat CV64. I mean, hopefully. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna overpromise. It's almost 3 o'clock here. If I'm right in my hope that CV64 will be about 5 hours. If I'm right about that, that'll give us until about 8:30 stream time tonight. I think that would be. I think that would be pretty ideal. I'll be here the whole time. Thank you, Loyal. Didn't sleep too good last night. I'm sorry to hear that. I usually sleep all right, but I usually don't sleep for long enough. That's been my problem lately. I guess I go through phases, I guess, where I'll have a couple months of a particular type of sleep and then it'll change. I'll have a couple months where it's kind of different. Lately I've been sleeping for like I've been sleeping for kind of like multiple short bursts a day. I usually get my sleep in 2 halves. Like, I'll sleep for about 4 hours, and then I'll be up for a while, and I'll sleep for about 3 more, and then be up for a while. So I'm getting, you know, I'm kind of getting a regular amount of sleep, but I'm not getting it in a solid chunk lately. I think it's the summer. I think the summer is my problem because I do a lot of my sleeping during the day. And I don't really have very good curtains, so it's very light in my bedroom. I've got one good curtain. I've got one really good curtain and one really bad curtain. So they kind of neutralize each other. I've got like one of those face masks that like blocks out the light, right? So you can sleep in a bright room, and it works all right. Except there's two problems with it. One, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world to sleep in. I can do it, but it is kind of weird having something touching my face while I'm trying to sleep. And the second problem is a recent problem, and that's my cat ate the straps off of it. So I can't actually fasten it to my head anymore. My cat eats anything that's made of cloth. It's not good. It's not good. I think it's going to cause negative health effects. I sleep way too much, Sparrow says. Found these IKEA curtains for like 16 each, and they're full block out. Made of polyester, so it's almost like hanging a shower curtain, but it works great. I'd imagine, like I said, I've got one really good one and one really bad one. I imagine I should just get a duplicate of my good one. I don't know. I can't explain my behavior. I don't know what I was thinking, only putting up one good curtain. I was probably thinking it's winter, this room doesn't get a whole lot of sunlight anyway. But in the summer, it feels like the sun comes up at like 4 a.m. and is up till 10 at night. It feels like the sun is up forever in the summer. We made it out of level 3, by the way, which means I can't reset now. As per my own practice rules. As I say that can't, like I have no choice, but I don't. If I set a rule, I've got to stick to it. No! I wanted to fire straight up. Alright, we've made it past all the bubbles. No such thing as too much sleep. I can't sleep for too long. usually. Like, I like a nice long bout of sleep when it can happen, but I don't know. I've got this thing, like, if I sleep for a really long time, like, as I sort of approach, like, the 9-hour mark, my sleep becomes troubled by unpleasant dreams. I become much more likely to have nightmares if I sleep for a very long time. Like, my dreams just get increasingly repetitive and vivid and scary. It's like my brain has a failsafe to, like, scare me into not sleeping for too long. I'm a pretty vivid dreamer. I tend to have a lot of dreams and to remember them fairly well for the most part. Uh-oh. Oh, that was close. I remember my dreams pretty well. I should say I remember them pretty well for a very short amount of time. I can't tell you what I dreamed like 2 weeks ago or something like that. But for the first several hours after I wake up, I tend to remember the details. So if I were to try to write it down or something, which I don't do, but I have in the past, but that's not been something I've done for a long time. The run died. I hate when the run dies on level 5, because level 5 is my favorite level. Dreams are all over the place. Recently was stabbed in a dream and I woke up. And I died to the boss, too. I don't feel bad about dying to this boss, though, really. This is the hardest boss in the game. If a boss is gonna take one of my lives, it better be this boss. Same for me so far as too much sleep usually means dream toward the end. Not necessarily a scary one, but most of my dreams are unpleasant. I don't think my dreams, I couldn't say my dreams are disproportionately unpleasant, just only the ones for when on the occasions where I sleep for very long periods of time. I guess also when it comes to negative dreams, I'll have dreams that are more frustrating than scary. I have a dream. I have a I'll have a dream that it's the first day of the semester and I've got a class I'm about to teach and I haven't made photocopies of any of the handouts and I can't find a copy machine that works. And I haven't been a teacher in a very long time. But I have dreams like that are super frustrating. Hey, we've got a raid coming in. Welcome in, friends. All Classics Gaming. Pleasure to have you here. Thank you for the raid and welcome to your friends. We're just having the sort of atypical early stream today. Playing a little bit of Super C, working on my no items run. This is a dead run. I've died twice already. But all practice as progress, as I've heard. And after this, we're going to try and do a full playthrough of Castlevania 64. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to make it through the whole game. I have the desire, but probably not the time. Or I'm afraid not the time. But we'll see. We're going to do as much as we can. And if we don't get it all today, we'll finish it up early next week. But that's the plan. I hope that you had a good stream. And you're playing some Among Us. I have not ever played that game. I've watched a little bit of it. It looks like Among Us looks like it could be a lot of fun, but I would really like to play it in a I'd really prefer to play it in a in the room situation with people. I don't even know that'd be possible. I guess if you each if you had 8 people in a room, I think it's 8 people, right? If you had 8 people in the room and everyone had their own Switch, you could play it or something like that, or everyone had their own laptop. That might be at cross purposes with the design of the game. I don't know. I don't know it really well. It was fun. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. It's Blaster Master. Oh, nice. I've never played that, but I want to. That's a Sunsoft NES game, right? Those are all supposed to be, for the most part, really good. I played a little bit of their Batman game, and that was a lot of fun. I still haven't beaten that one. It's pretty hard. Yuck, a scorpion got me. No, and it was an easy scorpion. Oh, no. Shame and humiliation. Oh, let me go ahead and pause for just a moment. I get so wrapped up. It never occurs to me that I can that I can pause when the run's already dead. Okay, I'm just taking a moment here to follow All Classics Gaming, my friends. You can use that link there in the chat to do likewise, if you would like to join me. Anyone who would choose us for a raid deserves to have us take a look at their content, you know? Known as Andy. Different kinds of content, sometimes new, sometimes old, obscure. Used to be Retro Gamer 5000. Be more fun with people you know. The feelings of betrayal. Imagine if Sparrow was playing with you and you say, Sparrow stabbed me in the back, my own mod. That game sounds like my overdelicate feelings wouldn't be able to take it. I guess there is the potential for emotional damage in a game like that, right? I die a loyal man every time. I don't know what I would say. Like I've played a couple different board games that are like tabletop games that are kind of like Among Us, where you sort of have to bluff each other, and I'm pretty middling at it. Usually I'm just real quiet. And whether or not that works as a strategy kind of just depends on the rest of the table. If you've got a lot of like really loud people at the table, then it tends to work pretty well because no one thinks about you. But otherwise, you know, it'll just do the reverse and just draw more attention to you. Especially if you're not the host, because then you have someone there who's like concerned whether or not you're having a good time, and so they'll be more attentive to you. That's a good strategy. Being quiet is a good strategy when you're the host. Because no one's motivated to pay attention to your emotional states as much. So for my practice sessions, what I tend to do is I start out a run, and if I make it through 3 levels with no mistakes, then I just play out the full rest of the game, like we're doing now. If I die on level 1, 2, or 3, then I lean on the reset button. So I'm not wasting a tremendous amount of time on dead runs, but at the same time, like, I kind of need practice for the later stages more. I actually probably don't need practice for the later stages as much as I think I do. But, so I may adjust those rules. We may start resetting more heavily, because I've had a run that was only a single death, and I've had a couple other low death runs. So, but anyway, the point being, I think we'll do one more run. I'm gonna try to get one off the ground for the next like 10 or 15 minutes. If I can't get to level 4 by then we'll just throw the towel in. But throw in the towel rather. But we'll try for one more pass through Super C before Castlevania. GG, thank you for the GG. I'm doing levels 1, 2, and 3 for Cool Kid today. Tomorrow 4, 5, and 6. You mentioned that the other day. I have never I don't think I've ever played Cool Kid. Is that a NES game as well? Kid Cool. I'm reading that backward. Kid Cool. Practice run for it. Thank you for the trophy, Sparrow. Did you beat the game? I did. Well, I beat it, Loyal. I didn't get the Deathless run we're working for, though. So it's just another practice victory, not a real victory. Are you doing a speed run of it or a challenge run of it? Of Kid Cool? I remember as a kid when I was around my cousins, they started to make fun of me. At the same time, I'd get all upset by it. I've since drunk some cement and hardened up a bit, maybe too much at times. It reminded me how I was so bad at that werewolf game that I became a veteran at it. That I haven't played. I've seen it played. But yeah, that's the type of game, those bluffing tabletop games where I'm like, they're kind of fun, they're a little stressful, and mostly I just fall quiet during them. Have to beat the game with an hour and 30-minute timer for good ending. Oh, goodness. Aim to get the good ending. It's really tough. Right on. I hope you pull it off. I like going for the good ending in games. I don't always get them, but I'm really happy when I do. Particularly in games that you can do in one sitting. A game that needs to be done over like multiple sessions or like a whole lot of hours. My motivation to always go for the good ending, especially if it's something that you can if it's something that's easily losable like that can wear me down. Like if you have a game that's like you have to like finish in 10 hours for the good ending, I don't know. When it's something that's losable, like I got the bad ending in Oddworld, and like I want to play through Oddworld again to get the good ending, but it's such a long game, and you can lose the good ending if you make enough mistakes along the way. So like Mario 64 would be the counter example. It's a really long game, But no matter how long it takes you, like none of the endings are really different. But the good ending in Mario 64 isn't losable. You can always get all the stars eventually, and you don't ever lose anything. There's no time limit. There's nothing that you only have one shot at, like that kind of thing. Like Mario 64, would be a long game that I would go for the good ending in, because it's forgiving enough. But a punishing game, a long punishing game, I don't know that I can motivate myself for it. A short punishing game? Sure, sign me up. When I play games where you got a bad guy and I don't see someone, I get suspicious of them. Yeah. Makes me so stressed. This game has no save feature. Like me, I haven't seen this person talking a lot or acting with everyone else. It's super suspicious. Yeah. All right. So let's see if we can get another run off the ground. Oh no. I immediately all my windows are scrambled. I can't see anything. I don't even know how I did that. I buried my chat window, I buried my capture window. Yeah, I'm definitely not saying that that being quiet is a great strategy, or that it works a lot of the time. It just really depends on the kind of people you're playing with and how observant they are, and how easily distracted they are by other more attention grabbing people. You know, if you've got someone who can maintain their focus and think about the game, then it's no good. Because yeah, it'll just draw more attention to you. No, slow helicopter. It's always like that when you get the slow helicopter. I mean, all right, it's not always like that, but it feels like it's always like that. When you get the slow helicopter, it was just one or two bullets away. I actually prefer when there's a password in hard games. Yeah, I like to have a password for a password system for longer games. Oh, especially with like retro games, because now it's like so many of them. Like, if the save battery is something that can die, or even if even if that's not the case, like with any game that has a save feature, I mean, like the battery can die is one thing, or the save data can corrupt. It could just be something to go wrong and you could lose it in a way that I feel like you don't have as much control over. Like, it's nice to be able to write a password down on a piece of paper. And like, yeah, I could spill coffee on my passwords and lose them or something like that, but I feel like that's a lot less likely. Imagine that. Imagine that. The guy... Imagine that the guy who can't get over physical hardware wants a physical save system and a password that he could write down. I just need to play all mechanical games. All right, like pinball. Can someone invent me a mechanical Contra machine that I can play? Sorry, I missed a lot of the chat messages there, and I will catch up with you when I'm off the timer. I'm sort of reading them kind of randomly and out of order at this point. Can you stream the game The Tides of Time and beat it? I don't know if I can beat it. I will stream it at some point. I'm not in a rush to do it. It'll probably be a couple months yet before I do. I have to recover from the wounds of Echo, and I don't know how long that's going to take. And when the nightmares end, then I'll think about playing The Tides of Time. Hungry, hungry hippos. Yeah, Echo the Dolphin was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. I did it on the stream, and we talk about it constantly because I was stuck on the last level for like 24 hours. Not in one stream. It was across several sessions, but it doesn't matter. It still was painful. I was on the last level forever. Your mileage may vary, though. I mean, it was a hard, broken, janky, terrible mess of a game, but at the same time, I mean, it might not be that way for. It might not be that hard for everybody. I may just be. There's a very real possibility that I am just uniquely bad at it. Battletoads causes you so much pain. I haven't played Battletoads yet. I'm still waiting on that one. I think I'm gonna play it soon. I'm gonna play Crystalis as the next NES game that I'm gonna play, and we're actually gonna start that up next week. I think Battletoads maybe in my near future. I had a dream about Battletoads, which is weird because again, I had never played it, but I dreamed about it the other day. I think I fell asleep. Well, I know I fell asleep with like YouTube videos playing in the room, and I think that a video about Battletoads must have come on or something on like the autoplay. Love me some Chrysalis. I have never played that one either. I've had a couple people mention it like positively in the chat though, and I saw someone else was playing it on a stream on Twitch the other day. I saw just a very brief moment of it, and I thought, you know what, that does look like the kind of thing I'm in the mood for, so. So hopefully it'll be fun. We've got a run, by the way, so we're gonna be finishing the game one more time. We're past the point of reset. Whether or not it's gonna, you know, whether or not the run is gonna live all the way to the end, we'll see. But we're gonna beat the game at least, barring some tremendous calamity. I do still game over in this sometimes. It doesn't happen very often anymore, but it doesn't never happen. I mean, I'm not gonna game over. I'm not gonna game over for 3 credits worth of lives, but. I am gonna lose this run, though. Ugh. Terrible. Terrible. Ugh, the bubbles. Why do I like games that are too hard for me? Why can't I only like easy games? It was then that Frownie realized that easy games do not exist because he is bad at every game. You like to challenge yourself, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I don't really feel that. I don't really feel that bad, Spiro. I'm just I'm being hyperbolic. I remember many different times hearing the music of that final stage. Even made a very cerebral acid chill out version of it. That's true. One of the songs that I play during the BRBs and the startups is I mean, most of the songs I play are remixes put together by Sparrow, but one of them is a remix inspired by that last stage in Echo, and it's the only good thing to come out of my playthrough of Echo. Blaster Master is a long game, takes 6 hours to beat, and that's if you don't run out of continues, or 5 hours. Oh my goodness. Let me check my inventory. I don't think I own Blaster Master. I think that's like the one Sunsoft game I don't have on NES. I have to use my own command. It doesn't work. Did I spell it wrong? I would have been better off just typing it. Oh, I do have Blaster Master. Nice, I could play it too. I'm not going to. I've got other plans, but it is on my to-do list. If it's in my collection, it's on my to-do list. I didn't think I had that one. You see, this is why I have to keep an inventory. My mind isn't large enough to contain a list of more than a few items. Isn't it strange? I thought I'd make something unbearably dark to the point where you wouldn't want to hear it more than a few times. I know you sold it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it disappoints you that it isn't what it wasn't received the way that you expected it. But I mean, you sold it as something that was dark and disturbing, and I think it's got a very sort of relaxing, ethereal sound to it. Makes me want to sit in a dark room and drift off into space. All right, we're gonna finish our pass through the game. We've had one death. I think I died 3 times on the first. On our first run today. I died 2 on level 5, and I remember 1 on 7. I don't remember dying any other times, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. I've gotten at this point basically uncountable 1cc's of this game, and a handful of true 1cc's. And what would be different by that? A 1cc would be passing through without using any extra credits, without seeing the game over screen. But I would say a true 1cc is one where you pass through using only the lives you start with, where you don't have to rely on extra lives. I think both are legitimate, but there is something a little bit more special about making it through with a number of deaths so low that you didn't need any extra lives. So I've done that at least twice, I know of. So I've done really well, but I just can't bring a run all the way through. Not yet, anyway. That's the cool thing about any artistic expression, right? It can mean different things to everyone. This is true. The more you convinced me of your perception on things, the more I agree. Pookie Stan, great to see you, Pookie. Oh no, another death. 2 deaths. Yuck. This is the place I feel simultaneously better and worse about deaths that happen here at this part of the game. Ah, no, this is just really sad. The mouth hallway, I feel better about it when I die there because I don't feel like the deaths are my fault, but I feel worse because I feel robbed because I don't feel like the deaths are my fault. It's just it's so random. Always catching me off guard when I see you during the day on Fridays because I forget you try to stream during the day. Well, I get that, Pookie. I'm glad you're here though. But it's what makes it more difficult is that it's really only every other Friday that I try to stream early too, right? So it's not, my Fridays are pretty wildly inconsistent. I don't know. It's just, I don't like to, I would prefer, you know, in an ideal world, I would prefer to be sort of perfectly inconsistent. Or I would prefer to be perfectly inconsistent. Is that a Freudian slip or something? You know, I think I would prefer to be perfectly consistent, but the sort of flexible Friday works better with Jelly's schedule. Sort of keeping us on the same schedule. The flexible Friday works better for that, and then there's also, it's kind of nice when I stream slightly outside of my regular times. It gives people an opportunity who don't normally get to catch the stream to come by. Because, like, I know, like, my sister watches my VODs. She's almost never here in the chat because I stream at really inconvenient times for her. That spawned right on you. That's the thing about that hallway, that they can... I don't know that the mouths in that hallway, I don't know that they're always avoidable. Maybe they are. I'm sure that speedrunners have a strategy for getting through there consistently, but so far as, like, me with my casual strats, I don't know that, I don't know if there's a method where you can reliably get through those mouths without at least a little bit of luck. It feels like sometimes they spawn so close to you that you can't really retreat. But it doesn't, I mean, there are plenty of times where I make it through there without getting hit, so... You know, while it may feel like it's not my fault, it probably usually is. Usually, not always. I'll concede that much. But only that much. I hate the mouths. It's like, the labyrinth or something? Are you referring to, by the labyrinth, do you mean like the classical mythology labyrinth, or do you mean like the David Bowie film? I have to clone myself just to stream in shifts. Only if I can be the clone that gets all the challenge run victories. I'm not counting the deaths anymore because there've been too many. We're at like 4 or 5. That's all right. We're gonna finish it up, and we're gonna move on to the real main event and purpose of the day. And kind of right on schedule. A little bit behind. You know, sort of behind my. The secret expectations of my heart, but not that far off. Sorry, you are the clone that plays the remaining Echo games. Oh no. I'm a clone who needs a clone. It gave me nightmares as a kid, same with the Never-Ending Story. You know, I've never seen the Never-Ending Story. I feel like I missed out on something that I probably would have really loved when I was a kid. Labyrinth I've seen. It wasn't like a childhood staple for me. But I did see it as a kid, and I don't remember mouths in the. I don't know the mouths that it reminds you of because I don't know it that well. But it's pretty good. I was probably more impacted by the Dark Crystal as a kid. I like the Dark Crystal quite a bit. Oh, I spawned a power-up. Disgusting. I've tried to train myself to use the word items rather than power-ups because, one, it's... Well, I guess there's only one. Because it's more appropriate. Because an all-clear item isn't really a power-up. It doesn't change my character's offensive or defensive capabilities. It's sort of a one-time event. So I feel like items is a more accurate word. Not that it matters. I can call them anything I want. Did you ever watch The Brave Little Toaster? Oh yeah, The Brave Little Toaster. That was a childhood favorite. That was one I watched a lot. That's full of nightmare fuel. The Brave Little Toaster is full of horror and misery. Just to be clear, I like the movie despite these things, not because of them. It's fascinating that it's such a dark movie. There was one night where when Jelly and I were just hanging out and we got onto YouTube and we spent the entire night watching the song It's a Bee Movie from the Brave Little Toaster in every foreign language dub we could find. And there's hundreds of them. Oh, that wasn't... When did we do that? I don't know. I feel like it was a couple years ago now, but... that whole sequence is really fascinating. It's so it's so scary. I don't think it's as bad though. Like I don't like that part. That part I don't think is actively something that's bad about the movie. The trash compactor sequence with all the used cars, that's the disturbing part of the movie. The song Worthless, that sequence you have to have a heart of stone not to be chilled to the core by that sequence. It's wild that that's in a kid's movie. Let's see. I watched Labyrinth about 7 years ago. Once I could get past how inappropriately dressed Bowie was, I thought it was very well done for its time. I remember having positive thoughts about it. I have seen Labyrinth since I was a kid, but it's probably been a good like 15 years since I watched it. I remember, I remember my sister and I reciting the little sequence during the Magic Dance song that Bowie and one of the puppets have. The you remind me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power. What power? That whole little part there. My sister and I used to chant that at each other. Um, So I remember, yeah, I feel like I have generally positive feelings about the Labyrinth. I just don't remember it in great detail. It's sort of the same. Like I said, that I preferred the Dark Crystal, and I do, and I've seen it more times, but I haven't seen it enough to where like I remember every detail of the movie. Not like something like the greatest film of all time, the 1993 Super Mario Brothers, the movie. That movie, if Super Mario Brothers the movie, if every copy of that film were erased from existence, you could recreate it perfectly, frame for frame, from my memories. uh, I was gonna say a dark movie. I read that part. Sorry, I know there's pieces of chat that I probably missed. Never seen the Neverending Story. Dark Crystal is pretty cool. Legend as well. Legend I want to watch again. Legend is the sort of movie of that like genre and era that I haven't seen for the longest time. So I'd like to watch that again. They don't make fantasy movies like they used to, Pookie says, and waggles his cane. uh, Instead of Pookie Stan, you've become Cranky Stan. We beat it. That we did. It was a much uglier victory than our first one, but we did succeed in yet another run. Another run through Super C. And I appreciate you coming along with the journey. It's really nice of you to of you guys to spend so much time to spend so much time on the stream where I just grind out the same game. I feel guilty that it takes me so long to pull off these challenges sometimes. So it's very kind of you to stick with me through all of these practice attempts that don't make it. And having said that, I'm now going to play a game that I've already played on the stream again and put you through yet another repetition. Oh, I've never seen the Super Mario Brothers movie in full, but the small snippets are horrifying. Horrifying in a good way, right, Sparrow? You mean that the pieces you've seen have made you worried that if you watch the full movie, you'll never be satisfied with another film again, right? That's the true terror. The Mario Brothers movie is wonderful. It's so very 90s. But in so many great ways. And it's such a fun interpretation of the source material. A weird cyberpunk dystopia mushroom kingdom. It's such a crazy vision. I love it. The Goombas, why oh why? The Goombas are great. They're almost cute in a way. There's also a video on Milo and Otis about how rewatching it as an adult is awful. I'll watch that later too. I'll probably put that vid. Oh, dude, I don't see what the first part of that comment was. Something about a vid in the Discord. But yeah, if you want to anything you want to plop into the Discord, share with us, Pookie. We'll take a look at Milo and Otis. I don't think I've ever seen Milo and Otis. You watched it at school as some sort of treat. All right, I need to get the game changed over. So, yeah, thank you for enjoying some Super C with me, my friends. Thank you very much. And just to stand by, let me make a quick break, and I'll be back with you with some Castlevania on the Nintendo 64. It's going to be a great time. I love this game. So I'll see you again in just a couple minutes.